Hi, welcome to the second entry of my Hunt Player Strategy Guide, where today we'll be covering the topic of taking advantage of openings that may not be so obvious to players new and old. The first part of taking advantage of an opening is realizing there is one in the first place. Good examples of these are relatively when the enemy you're facing gets distracted by something else or has their attention locked to another action, such as healing, stopping bleed, syringing, and extinguishing themselves. Some other forms of opportunity in combat may present themselves with more risk than others, and these will all change from scenario to scenario. I can't possibly go over every single one, but as they say, be ready for anything. Opportunities will come and go very quickly. Make sure to act fast if you think it's a good idea to pursue the opportunity you spotted, and if not, wait for another to present itself. Some forms of more subtle opportunity that most players seem to miss in combat are things like someone priming a bomb close to them, downing an enemy part of a team, hearing a hunter go into dark sight, attempting a necro, and getting an enemy to low health. These are all more subtle things that seem to pass over most players' heads when I play with randoms on the enemy team and my team. Now that I've talked about identifying opportunities in combat, it's time to learn how to capitalize on some of the opportunities by using real examples from my games. Here you could hear that someone on the other side of this rubble has just lit the fuse of a bomb. This varies from case to case, but the way I like to capitalize on people throwing grenades while I'm nearby so close is rushing them, because they can't shoot you while the lit bomb is in their hand, leaving them very exposed to your rush. The main thing you want to worry about when rushing someone like this is that to make sure they don't have teammates covering them, and if they do, be ready to deal with them appropriately. Another important opportunity to capitalize on is downing a hunter part of a team. Here I give an example. You could see I down a hunter, and as a team, we push up as they recover, letting us engage in a closer fight, putting them at the disadvantage.
I didn't want to spawn all the way over here, bro.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Alright, I should get off now. Actually, how much do I got on this? Yeah, I'm not.
Jeez.
I don't think I'm gonna play Diablo 3 in all honesty, so I'll just get Diablo 2.
Downing a player on the enemy team is always a great time to push up and put pressure on a team to prevent a revive, because reviving someone doesn't take as nearly as long as you'd actually think. And if you give them the opportunity, they will revive any chance you give them. Or on the other hand, instead of using the opportunity to be aggressive, you can do something like reviving a teammate, turning the tide of the battle in a different way, like you could see in this clip.
Nice work.
Using the time to do something important and not capitalizing on something as important as downing a hunter could really cost you the game. If you have a full team and know someone is down a teammate or two, take advantage of this, whether that can be preventing a revive or knowing he will get the res off but gaining ground that puts you out of the disadvantage. If you don't take advantage of this and let them revive, you're going to be fighting a much harder battle, putting you and your teammates at a higher risk of dying. I just want you to think back to a time where your teammates all went down and you were the last one alive, and the enemy, you could hear them rushing you. Just remember how bad of a situation that was. Like you already lost, hearing every hunter rapidly approach you as you're on your own. Put the enemy in the same position, where it's a fight not in their favor. Don't give them time to recuperate. The same goes for hunters that get injured. In the last clip I showed, I did not kill him, but since I landed a shot, he would find cover and heal, giving me time to revive my teammate. If you shot someone and they go to cover to heal, use it to reposition to a better spot to get the edge on your enemy or smartly push them. Especially if you're at full health, don't give them the time to heal. While you can eat an extra bullet, they can't. Make sure to have erratic movement to avoid getting headshotted. Make sure they don't have things like shotguns to one-shot you if you do rush. The same goes for hunters that are bleeding or burning. Use the time to do things like pick up teammates, reposition, or push while they're healing, or stopping status effects. A good thing to mention is, if you hear an enemy hunter go into dark sight at all after you've downed an enemy, it's probably safe to assume they're going for a necro revive. The best way to handle the situation is to either watch the body you think they're attempting to revive and shoot them before they get full control back. The second way you can handle it is, if you know where the enemy is, this gives you a chance to possibly push the enemy while they're attempting to necro-res. Just be careful because players could always beta res by hopping into dark sight, then out. Be ready for them to fight back if they catch onto your push. The sound is very hard to catch and you will most likely miss it, but I thought it was worth mentioning due to how useful it can be to hear that the enemy is attempting to necro revive. I just wanted to make this video to hopefully help people in Hunt Showdown, so I hope you got something useful from this video. I'll be seeing you next time.